Good evening. I hope you are well and good, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
I was not
Pranam, sir.
expecting Pranam. I was not expecting many people because it was such a short notice. But anyhow, good to see there are at least 10, 15 people. I chose this time. I made the list. I said, okay, let me see who is sending the assignments, who is in contact, who's in this, and I'm taking control in office now. I said you don't know whom to invite. You always invite people who are just beginners in astrology, and what happens is I was not able to deliver the content which I want to really teach. And in morning when I was writing about the moon Ketu eclipses, a point came where I felt if you read that blog which I sent in this morning, you see that blog is incomplete. Reason being is a point came when like thousand of things going through the head, and I said, let me explain it in video, and that will be much better. I will try to be focused on one major part, which is timing of event. How to see when the eclipse will give result. If you're born with any combination of Ketu and Rahu, will they will be good or bad combination, good or bad results, what to expect, and when they will be results. Try to apply this in real time. Try to ask questions when you apply these techniques. But these are very snapshot techniques which I'm going to teach you. Also, this in during this session, you'll find out the deeper causes of moon Ketu. I will focus on only moon Ketu and the Ketu conjunctions. The reason I'm getting I'm drawing the lines for you right now because the syllabus is so vast that I feel I will get lost while teaching. So that is why it is just to remind me that this is what I have to teach. This is the objective. This is how I'm going to conduct the session. So let me start with the moon Ketu. This wonderful combination, troublesome combination, whatever you want to call it. You see, I always feel that we always know that Ketu is a karka for detachment. Ketu slowly helps you get isolated. But what if moon is already more powerful? Moon is exalted, moon is Digbali, moon has so many significations in it. What Ketu will do then at that point of time? So remember, see, moon is a water, moon is emotional, moon is the atmosphere around you, and Ketu is a dryness. Ketu is extreme heat. Ketu is a spike. Ketu is something which will disbalance moon emotions on continuous basis. I mean, you see, when you hear the sound of running water, what happens to you? Have you ever tried this? When the tap is half open, or there's a water dripping, or you're sitting next to the river body or next to the river, what happens at that point of time to you? What is a feeling which goes inside you?
Sir, if water is dripping, then it can feel very uncomfortable. There is this urge to go and see where is it dripping from, what can be done about it. But as far as the river water is concerned, depends if we are in a calm state, it sometimes help in calming as well. It's my personal experience.
In both conditions, you're continuously getting the refreshment. You can't sleep, right? You can't sleep when you continuously start hearing the water. Try sleeping on a ship or a cruise. The feeling is altogether very different. The reason being is you can continuously hear the roll and pitch of ship, and secondly, there is a water noise. Water refreshes your thoughts, and that is why every moment, every time the water will drip, it will bring you to life. You cannot sleep. Every time you are next to the river, you're continuously generating new thoughts. Every time you're taking shower, you are getting energy from water. You're taking dip in river Ganga, you're continuously recharging your emotions. So when people say, the Ganga is Pap Mokshadaini, Ganga came out from the head of Shiv, feet of Vishnu, and the Kamandal of Brahma. All the three elements are in there. All the three energies are in there. And you cannot feel comfortable, or you cannot go in a meditative state when there's a running water. And you see, the moon has got placement on the head of Lord Shiv. Reason being is it's only the yogi who can control it. And let me tell you the beauty of this, why I'm saying the yogi only control it, because yogi controls the breathing habit. Bhagwan Shiv is the ultimate yogi. Bhagwan Shiv has got the epitome of yogi. Reason being is the how you see somebody has achieved the state of yogi is when they can control the movement of their eyes. The eyes of Bhagwan Shiv is always half open. He can control somebody who can control the eyelid. That is why he's Param Yogi, he is Mahayogi. He has achieved to that point. And he only can control thoughts. If you want to control thoughts, control your breath. Even every dasha you are running, the way you are breathing depends on how or which dasha you are running, where the moon is in transit. Because if you're born in moon in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, you have a particular type of breathing habit. How quickly you breathe, how deeply you breathe. If you have a anxiety issue, what happens? You breathe very quickly. I mean, you see, you say, or you always think water has life, but the life depends on oxygen in water. And this oxygen comes from Jupiter. Moon, Jupiter exalted in sign of moon. Whenever there is a moon Ketu conjunction happening, the feeling of being in isolation, Ketu will help you being isolated. Ketu will help you go aloof. You will search for corners to talk to yourself. And until unless you do that for a major part of your day, you will not feel comfortable. Imagine acting out that you are normal. And this is what the trouble is. Moon Ketu combination trying to act normal. Because continuously in their head, they are someone else. Ketu is telling them this is who you truly are. Why you are pretending to be someone else. And this is when the Ketu takes over at certain ages. The person drops down the act and becomes the true himself. The more person starts understanding, see, Ketu is a truthfulness. Ketu is a moksha karaka. You require so much of truth to yourself. You have to identify this is who I really am. All the professions of Ketu, like what is the profession of Ketu, Preeti? What is the profession of Ketu mentioned in Gemini Sutram?
So Gemini Sutram, I don't know, but we can link Ketu to like anything related with scissors. Like it can be in beauty also, like designing. It can be hair cutting.
Okay. Ketu, the work given to Ketu is anyone? Anyone?
Service.
Jyotish.
Serving.
Research.
Serving, research. Okay. What else?
Jyotish. Microorganisms.
Microorganisms. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What
Sir,
else?
analysis and looking at anything under a microscope. So yeah, definitely once you
You are
see-
you're on the right track. Absolutely, you're on the right track. Gemini Sutram gives a one word, says the person will be able to repair watches.
Last time बताया था.
So microscope. But I'm telling you the professions related to Ketu is detectives, astrologers, murderers, Anything which is out of society, which are the 1%ers, which depends on mood, who gets a spike to do something. Somebody who have their energy in a very disbalanced state. See, it's a south node, right? So south node, it means you have to go on an extreme end. There will be nothing related to north over there. So south node, when it is prominent, the profession will be extremely disbalanced. Research, Meenakshi, wonderful.
Subconscious mind programming.
Yes, that's the kind of profession a Ketu will go into. Now you see, when Ketu has such kind of professions, and you're trying to become, everyone is forcing you to become a doctor, everyone is forcing you to become an engineer, or you do a 9 to 5 job, or you do this. How can you become the 1%er? How you can be the one person who is hidden, who is doing his work on his own, somewhere in isolation, without telling anyone what they are doing, what they are going through? I mean, I watch a lot of interviews of people who are into creative work, because I feel sometimes God speaks through them. When you listen to somebody who has written the stories, when you listen to someone who is being a chess master, look at the flow they are in. They just delivers the calmness of Ketu. Somebody who is a songwriter, or writes a good book on spirituality, this is when they have done the God work. The God has delivered through them. Ketu is a connection to top. So whoever gets connection to top delivers a divine bliss to them. Other day, somebody asked, I was sitting in the night and I thought, Jupiter's coming to Aries. The arrogance of Mars is going to come into Jupiter. So how Jupiter will behave, or what Jupiter will say, the arrogance of Jupiter has to come. And I thought, how the Jupiter will say it? And then, just this lines pop in my head. And I wrote a share. I said, मेरे हाथों का शिफा देख, जिसको छू लूं जिंदा कर दूं. Jupiter जीव कारक. Whoever it touches brings back to life, oxygen. And that has to be delivered into the arrogance. मेरे हाथों का शिफा देख, जिसको छू लूं जिंदा कर दूं. बंदे की औकात के मैं पत्थर को खुदा कर दूं. That has to be Jupiter. Somebody asked, from where you got these lines? And I said, Upar se. Just delivered from the top. And the person said, it's a ahankar and this. I said, that's your problem, not mine. You should be happy with it. Do I care about it? If I would have cared about people like you, I would have never done what I'm doing right now. Because 4 years back, people were telling that Jyotish is not done in this manner, what you're doing. But this is what Ketu is. So whenever there's a moon Ketu combination happening, imagine this moon is a motherland. Moon is an emotion. And Ketu is telling you, leave all this. Leave all this and let's go somewhere else. See the kind of emotional dilemma the person will be in. All of you who have a moon Ketu combination, think why you have left your motherlands. Think why you are not living in a place where you were born. Because until unless you will leave these places, you will not feel comfortable. You will not feel, oh, I need to travel to this place. So Ketu will do one thing. Wherever it will sit, whichever house it will sit, whichever Rashi it will sit in, it will ask you, leave these things. Let's go somewhere else. Your destiny is somewhere else. You have to travel. Because fakir, saints, dogs, they do not create their own house. Their karma is way bigger than anyone else. So they keep on traveling. They keep on meeting different people. And what happens when you travel to a different place? Suddenly the idea comes in your head. If you have a moon Ketu combination and you try to attach to the house significations, for example, moon Ketu 5th house, in a sign of Gemini. Moon Ketu, fifth house, first thing. If you ever be attached to your education, look at all the people who have a fifth house Ketu. If you are attached to, I have done a doctorate degree, I want to be a doctor. Who is there in our class? Fifth house Ketu.
I have it, sir.
Whatever education you have done, Mehak, the more attached you want to be with that degree, that title, more pain you're going to get.
I left that field way back, probably in the beginning only.
And the moment you will leave it, you will feel, oh, thank God, this is moksha. That's how you that's how you get the moksha in life. If this is not moksha, because I know I have a fourth house Ketu, the moment I left Ghaziabad, I felt like, oh, this is moksha. It was not, I mean, you see, and sometimes I ask this question to myself, why I'm in Dehradun? Why I've traveled, why not to any other place? I have no family in Dehradun. I have no relations in Dehradun. I have never lived in Dehradun. My whole family never lived in Dehradun. My whole family lives, my whole family means when I say whole family, all my cousins, Bua, Chacha, Tau, all those extended family, friends, everyone is in Ghaziabad. But one day the thought came in, I said, let's leave this. If we will not leave it, I will not be happy. That's how Jyotish help you, because Jyotish will make you understand until and unless you leave this place. So you have a seventh house Ketu, what you know what is going to happen. Because Ketu cannot unless it tries pings you. Leave this, leave this, leave this, leave this. Otherwise, I will keep on giving you anxiety issues. I will keep giving you troubles. Ketu in Lagna. Identify yourself, who you are. And I always say people, I always tell people, the day awakening happens inside you, you feel like, you're busy in some wrong things. Ketu is a state of absent-mindedness. So look where your Ketu is in your chart. First house, 4th, 10th, 11th, 12th, wherever it is sitting. It is perfect in 12th house. Reason being is because that's a house of being absent. But imagine it's sitting in the 6th house. The house where you have to be extremely attentive, pay attention to details, fight with people. And suddenly you say, you leave everything on God. Because that's how Ketu is. You become careless. So 6th house Ketu, what he's going to do or she's going to do? Can 6th house Ketu make timetables? Who has a 6th house Ketu? Who is as irresponsible as me?
Sir, me?
It's the same here.
Sir, I can't do anything related to timetables. It feels so, it confuses me totally. I can't work with a timetable.
Can you fight with people for longer terms? Can you say, I'm going to fight the battle for 4 hours, 6 hours, months?
I just get drained. I'm just leave it. Leave it. If you are wrong, you are right. If you are right, you are right. Just drop it.
Because Ketu, 6th house, all the significations the Ketu will say, let it go. Maaf karo. Spare me, Baba. Don't want to fight. Because this is how truly the Ketu 6th house behaves. So wherever the Ketu is in, whichever house it is sitting in, all you want to do is to get a moksha over there. This is where the moksha will happen. But the condition is, now it is sitting with the moon. Moon is emotions. Moon is motherland. See, one thing it will do, it will make your mother suffer as well. Either on the emotional basis, and due to this suffering, the mother will elevate in life. The mother will get either very spiritual or either very wiser. This Moon Ketu combination will also give you deformities in your body. So Neha, pick up a sign, pick up a house. Neha Goel, pick up a sign house where your Ketu is and see what deformity Ketu is giving you.
So in Sagittarius, 7th house.
Now, can you be attached to your spouse?
In fact, when you were saying this, that's what, yeah, so yes, no. When I look back and I'm like, आपने बोला ना मोक्ष जैसे, तो छोड़ते वक्त मुझे यही फीलिंग आई थी कि
Now you get the signs of relief. Because Ketu will teach you how to be detached with people, with the emotions. And it is like, going in a state of moksha. And I always see people, other day somebody was saying, he drinks so much. And then in morning he goes in mandir. And I was like, see, sometimes, you get moksha while drinking. Sometimes you don't even get while doing all the sadhanas. So you don't have to judge people. And this is what Ketu is. Ketu don't judge people. If it's a prominent Ketu person, you will see the person will become non-judgmental to others because there's just so much of pain the person has gone through himself in that area. The person says, don't judge. And with the moon Ketu, the person has a bird's eye view. It is not into the things of like, for example, let's take her example of 7th house Ketu. So people will say, oh, marriage has this ritual, you have to follow this. This is the traditional sign of Sagittarius. You have to do this. And she will have the bird's eye view. As long as I love someone truly with my heart, I will accept that person. Otherwise, it's all bullshit. Let it be. I do not care about it. Because that's what true Ketu will be do. Moon Ketu conjunctions will make you travel to a different place. To a place where your bhagya is setting. To a place where you have to go out and get the moksha. Get the feeling of being liberated. Now there are 3 ages. 3 ages I will tell you, and then you have to add more ages to it. When this actually takes place. The first stage is the age of Ketu, which is the age of 49-50, which is the way comes in last part. But the age of 24, the age of moon, that's the first event when you travel out to a different place, meet different people, and you feel liberated. Every time the age of sign, house, planet will run. So let's suppose it is in moon Ketu Aries. So age of 24 will be there because that's the age of moon. Age of Ketu will be 49-50, and the house of the age of Mars, because it's a Martian sign, is 28-32. All these 3 ages, the person will have to go outside the home, learn different lessons, and become wiser. If there is a retrograde planet next to Ketu, the age of that planet will also count because that will give you the results of a backward house. So if a Saturn is sitting next to Ketu, retrograde, so you will have to say 36-42 as well. Yes, age of house, because the planet will get active, the house will also get active. The beauty of moon Ketu is more detached you are towards people and towards the food. And see, imagine this, all these moon Ketu people, if they are in close conjunction, imagine you are hungry and you're still not getting the food. You have all the food available and you're still saying, I do not know what to eat. I don't know what will satisfy me. I have all the food available, but I do not know what to choose from this. All the channels available, still do not know what to watch from them. I want to watch something which will satisfy the soul. I want to read something which will satisfy the soul. Because continuously the brain is hunting for the soul food. And that is why the Ketu music. See, Ketu is a narrow lane, extremely narrow path. So imagine a water going through a narrow path. Only few things will pass through, and that is why these people like cover music. These people like Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, somebody who has really listened or sang from their soul. That will connect you. Something which is done commercially, something which is done only because of business to become popular, they'll say, nah, it's not worth it. Even it's popular, not worth it. There are two conditions. Either the moon or Ketu are about to get conjuncted in your chart, or either they're already being separated. When the conjunction is about to happen, this is a condition which I call it will create squeezing effect. Continuously, all your resources of that house will be drained, and you will become alone, isolated, feel frustrated that nobody is listening to me. Problem is you're speaking a different language. Problem is you are living in a dreams paradise that whatever is happening around you, somebody will actually listen to you. So people will say, this person is not worth listening to. There's a Punjabi actor, Rana Ranbir. I was reading about his life journey, how he became actor. An actor who is, I think, 5 feet. Only the height is, I think, 4'9" or 5 feet. That's the height of that actor. He's black in color, dark in color. He's not that good looking as well. But you know how he became actor? A wrong turn took in his life. He was a very short person. So when he was in first year college, walking in a corridor, he saw some seniors coming from front. And you know, he's going to get ragging. They will do ragging. They will make some fun. He used to say, you know, every day I used to come back from college and I used to cry. Because everyone will make fun of the height. Everyone will say you are black, you're short, you're do this and whatnot. But that turn he took, he went into library just to get spared from these goons. There, you know, when he entered, there was a teacher sitting and he said, what do you want? And he said, nothing clicked his mind. There was something written as drama. He said, I want to read drama novels. So he picked up the classical novels and started reading it. And he didn't realize that day he spent 4 hours in library reading that novel. He also borrowed a book. From that day onwards, he kept on reading all these novels, all the dramas on all the classical literature. He read all of them. Within a week or 2 weeks, you know, the teacher asked, we have to play a drama in our college. Does any of you have any idea which drama to play? So he picked up a drama where he knew the character actually belonged to him, who has to be short height, who has to be looked like him, and said, let's do this drama. And he knew all in complete class, he's the only one who has to play that character. He's the main leading character. And he told about that drama to a teacher, and teacher said, okay, let's do it. He won the university championship in acting or drama classes that year. From being criticized for his height, for his appearance, to one of the finest actors from Punjab, and then making his name and mark in the film industry. That one wrong turn. This is how exactly the Ketu works. You don't even know. I mean, see, whatever you will plan will never happen. Whatever you're thinking that things will go bad will never happen in your life. But things which will happen will be extremely, things will happen which will make you grow as a soul. Now, in terms of materialism, Ketu also gives you money. The condition is the dispositor of Ketu has to be in a good state. If the dispositor of Ketu is not in a good state, the person gets drained out. Moon Ketu, wherever they are sitting, their dispositor, if whatever the condition of Ketu is in all the conditions, if it's in a bad state or good house, bad house or good house, the condition is firstly you have to leave something. Once you leave, then you will start growing. You can't be in both boats at the same time. So if you have anyone who has a debilitated dispositor of a Ketu, Raghav, you have a
Yes, sir.
debilitated dispositor of Ketu. In which house you have a Ketu?
So 11th house Ketu with Sun in Ashwini, and the Mesh Rashi, and the Lord is Mars, second house, debuted.
You know your family life more than me.
You know more than me, sir.
Donald Trump, Moon Ketu, but dispositor Mars. First of all, Ketu is in own house. Ketu is a Lord of Scorpio. Ketu is sitting in an own house. So he's getting ancestral properties. Ketu is a thing which will get as an from ancestors as well. Ketu in own house in Scorpio, sitting with Moon, and the other Lord of which is Mars is sitting in the Leo sign. And you can check the career graph whenever the Ketu was active in his Donald Trump's chart, the kind of rise he has got in life. At the same time, he has to leave things, he has to leave cities, he has to leave properties. But he rose to a particular level. All the politicians' chart, now any famous chart you will see, that will be around the grain. Moon Ketu on one end, Surya Rahu on another end. Sushma Swaraj, same kind of a chart. Because once the degree crosses, imagine you are holding a water hose, the complete pressure of moon you are holding, and suddenly you release the pressure. What happens? The kind of energy you get after it is unimaginable. But still the Ketu effect will be there. So whenever you're looking at chart, look for three things. First of all, whether the house the Moon Ketu was sitting in is well placed or not. What are the effects it is going to give? Secondly, what the dispositor is telling, because dispositor is story. That after you do this, this will happen. After you do get divorced, Ketu 7th house, this is going to happen. Dispositor of Ketu 7th house Ketu sitting in 2nd house. After you will leave your spouse, you will get rich. Dispositor Moon Ketu 2nd house. Dispositor is in 8th house. The more control, the moment you will leave your family, the moment you will not take care of your family, all the 8th house things, you will get unsettled over there. You will never be able to get settled out. Pratik, where is your Ketu?
So 6th house.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, where's the dispositor?
Sir, dispositor in 10th house, sir. Retrograde Mercury.
You will have troubles leaving your job. The moment you will leave it, what will happen? You will start doing your own business after leaving the job only. After you leave your daily routines. Troubles in doing daily routines. Karthik, you do your job?
No, sir, I left it.
Okay, wonderful. At which particular age? Can you time it with the help of Ketu?
Yes, sir. It is the age of 28, actually. 27, 28.
Okay. Which particular planet was active over there?
Mars, sir.
Mars, in the age of Mars, you left the job. And see, anytime the person leaves these Ketu, because of Ketu, na, he feel like little moksha inside. And I always say there are stages of being liberated. You don't get a moksha in a day. You get it over a period of time. Every day you get little bit more liberated. And this is what the Ashtavakra Gita also says. It's the feeling. Sometimes you get it within one day. So age doesn't matter in this. Your puja part doesn't matter in this. The kind of rituals you're doing doesn't matter in it. What matters is, yes, Raghav.
So, matter of fact, my Ketu Mars also connected. I left my home at the age of 27 and 27, 20. So, yeah, that is also liberating, kind of.
I know the stories behind it.
Yeah. Liberating, sir. It's liberating.
Because when the liberation happens in you, you feel like, thank you so much. I mean, I would have left it better. You always think that I should have left it before, even should not have waited these many years, because it was not worth it. But only when the Ketu ages will run, then only you will be able to leave things, move ahead, and go to a certain place. But that means you have to travel to a place which is karmically belong to you. Give me an example. Okay. Let's take Raghav examples. Raghav example has a Mars second house debilitated in a Cancer sign. So until and unless he go out, settle near a place which belongs to Moon Mars, next to a river, next to open space like a sea, in the environment of Mars. So I'm telling you, Raghav, there will be a place which will come at this in these ages only, 28 to 32, which will be named on these Moon Mars signs.
I can tell you one thing, sir. I am not sure like whether I'll go there or not, but yes, there is a flat which I'm looking, which is near Hooghly River, like Ganga River.
Okay.
There's a place called Havra near Calcutta. It's like from Havra Bridge we go there, so it's near there only. Like I'm still looking at it. I'm not sure, but I know now you have said, so I've understood.
I'm telling you the depth of this particular combination, because the reason I saw the society now where I'm living right now, I said this is where I will die. The reason being is, you see, what is this? This society is on mountain top, right? You have to climb the mountain to reach here. The name is Silver Height. Moon Ketu. I said this is the perfect society for Moon Ketu. What else you want from there? And then I looked at all the people's chart. I know Moon Ketu, and then I go like, okay, this is why they were living in this house, because this is where the Ketu wants them to be. This is where they have to achieve the last part of their life. HD Devi Gowda lived in 5th of Safdarjung, next to a swimming pool, a gymkhana club. Reason because of Moon Ketu. The environment around you has to be Moon Ketu. Neha, whenever you will get liberated, you will reach to a place where there will be temple. The place will be in height nearby the jungle. And this is the place which will be on the religious names. The moment you will reach there, a society which is named after a religion or a principle or a guru, like Guru Dattatreya Colony, then this is the place I was supposed to be in. This is my final destination. Because Moon is a place or an environment where you are living in. The environment has to provide you that sign condition. So Saturn Ketu Ketu do not take orders. The problem is Ketu do not like to take orders. And with Saturn sitting with Ketu, you tell them to work hard, you tell them to wait, you tell them to do unproductive work or a monotonous work. Ketu says, nah. I'm not a bus conductor, Freddie Mercury. I'm going to deliver the masterpieces only. I'm going to make shoes. Like, who was that guy who used to make shoes? So this guy got the job of